the grand final preview. It's probably not going to be too long because it is only one game, but I've given it a little bit more further analysis than a normal preview. It's at Suncorp for now when I'm recording this. It could easily be moved to Townsville, obviously, due to pandemic situation, stuff like that. Penrith currently paying $1.68, South paying $2.25. Interesting, actually. I'll come out and say I'm tipping Penrith, but that might be a little bit further away than I was thinking. I thought it'd be pretty close, but I guess that's not that far away. The line's 3.5 Penrith's favour, so I'm taking Penrith head to head in at the lineup. I've sort of been a doubter of South all season and all final series, even though I predicted them to make the grand final in pre-season, but I thought they were going to get pumped by Manly. Thought they were going to get pumped by Penrith round one, week one of the finals, and they're here. So at the end of the day, fair play to them. I'll be going for them. A bit of split family in this house in terms of who wants Benji Marshall to win a premiership and not. My dad doesn't want to see it, but I do because I think he won his premiership for the Tigers so early on that I think he's been toiling away at his career for 14 years. And I know there were some controversial moments like walking away from the Tigers and going to rugby and stuff like that. But I think he's given so much to this game and he's been the most exciting player for so many seasons that I think he deserves another premiership medal and I would love to see it. I think he's one of the real nice guys in rugby league. I'll be supporting Souths. Also, it will be cool to see Wayne Bennett get one over Ivan Cleary after their little saga. But I've got to tip Penrith, unfortunately. They've just beaten Melbourne. So that sort of says it all, really. I think it's going to be really low scoring, actually. The only team changes are Pangai is out for Leota. Obviously, the story came out that he could have been selected and could have been a game time decision, but he let Spencer Leniu play local junior. And, what a bloke Pangai is. He said, there's a lot, worse things in life than missing out on the grand final. So, obviously, he's just got really good character. I think for me, the two big talking points heading into this one, both of these are fairly obvious. Like they sound like Captain Obvious statements, but they're definitely areas that are sometimes overlooked. And for me, the keys to success are errors. I know it sounds stupid, but I went through every finals game this season, and the team with the least errors wins. And I know that sounds like that's one plus one is two, but I don't think some teams look at it like that, and I think that's why it's going to be really low scoring. I think both these teams are going to get a very similar message. We've seen it in Penrith, all three of Penrith's finals games so far. We saw it in South's round, finals week one game as well. We've seen it a lot in this final series, really, where both teams just knuckle down. It's just a tackle-a-thon, and costly errors really help the other team march up because otherwise there's not much between them. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen in this game. And I think the winner will have less errors once again. So I think the message from Ivan Cleary and Wayne Bennett will be very similar. And that's just, especially early on, don't give away errors. Try and win the possession battle. Try and win the field position battle. Both teams have great kickers in Adam Reynolds and Nathan Cleary. Obviously, Adam Reynolds' health yet to be known in terms of his kicking status, but I think both teams will just back their forward packs to win in the middle. So there's no Manly or no Melbourne who are going to sling the ball around. I know both these teams can score on their day, but I think it's going to be a real low-scoring shootout. I would be surprised if there's more than 4 tries. And for that reason, I think errors are going to be really crucial. So for me, that's definitely an area to watch. Whoever has the most errors will lose this game. And the other is kick defusal. As I just mentioned, I think it's going to be really low scoring, really tight, especially in that first half. And I think kick defusal is definitely a huge part of that because both these guys have brilliant kicking games. And we've seen it so far throughout this final series. And we actually saw it when these teams played in the first, it might have been their second encounter in the regular season. But when you can't defuse kicks, it's really troublesome for your own team because you're giving the other team 6 tackles basically in your own 20-meter line. So really hard to defend when you're dropping the ball 20 out and letting the other team march down. And even if they do defend it, then all of a sudden you're attacking off your own line and the game really changes. I think both of these teams struggled last weekend with kick defusal, so I definitely think the halfbacks will be working all week on trying to put up the most testing spiral bombs, and I assume the back threes will definitely be working on their catching skills because it's definitely something that both these teams have struggled at times this year. For example, we've seen Dylan Edwards have a few issues with it, and we saw pretty much the whole South backline have a few issues with it over the regular season. So, I definitely think that's going to be a huge factor of who can defuse these terrifying bombs the best. So I know they're both sort of obvious factors, but I think they're going to be huge keys to this game. And if we look on Monday morning, who has the most errors and who's failed to defuse the kicks the best, I think it'll be pretty easy to work out who won the game from those two stats alone. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's been another brilliant season of NRL footy. I'm really sad that there's no rep footy to come. Obviously, we're meant to have a World Cup this year, but that's been postponed, understandably. But looking forward to that already, and it's 14 months away. But
it's a miracle! Oh yeah! What about that one? Unbelievable! Balotelli, Aguero! Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle.